The other side of it, unfortunately, on Saturday was announced that Sam Rivers, bass player of Limp Bizkit, passed away, age 48. This one really sucks for me. I mean, I'm a big, well, not big. I am a fan of Limp Bizkit and their music. Uh, Also, as a bassist, I knew of the importance that Sam had in music. He was incredibly underrated, but at the time also underappreciated. He had grooves that were very different in a music scene that he was in, this new metal, rap rock, whatever they were, Limp Bizkit at the time, and he was bringing something different, not only in the tonality of his music, but also just the muddiness of the bass. No one was really playing like that at the time, other than maybe what's his face from Korn, the bassist from Korn, whose name I can never remember. Was it Fieldy? Regardless, losing Sam sucked. He had been sick. He got pulled off the road years ago. It had I believe, a liver transplant, and unfortunately, this is the end of the road for Sam. He passed away over the weekend. Limp Bizkit are undergoing right now a career resurgence since 22 that you didn't really expect to see. Fred Durst coming back onto the scene and just doing the dad stuff right all the way up till now. They're still working, and this sucks for Limp Bizkit, and it sucks for that team. So wishing our best to Sam. He really was in a lot of ways a legend that I think as people start to listen more to Limp Bizkit and the musicality around their stuff, you'll see that Sam really was an integral part to what they did and how they sounded.
I was a big Limp Bizkit fan growing up. He had the red hat, the New York hat with the not the other red hat, red New York hat, like Fred Durst and everything. I think everybody listened to those albums. If you watch TRL, you knew about the impact of Limp Bizkit. And then like Sam was kind of the guy that I knew the least of all because I knew Wes because he was a name. John Otto, the drummer, he Fred gives him like a shout out in songs and everything. Obviously, Fred, DJ Lethal, they were beefing with Eminem, so they were easy targets. And Fred was the lead guy. So I was like, when I saw Sam had passed, I was like, that's the person that like I didn't know much about. I could recall the other names very quickly, but I was still pretty sad, disappointed over it. I was like, oh man, like yeah, I grew up listening to a lot of Limp Bizkit. I still listen to some of their songs. They still got some bangers. And me and SP3 did Rollin'. We did karaoke to Rollin' at Revolution weekend. So yeah, Limp Bizkit, shout out to them. Very sad to hear over the weekend about Sam passing. I didn't realize he was struggling that much until I read everything about it. Because yeah, I knew they were like going back out on tour and everything, and it seemed like I know they released an album like last year. I think I didn't listen to it, but I knew they did put out like a new album and everything. So it is sad that to find out that he was struggling in the way that he was. And look, if you're a wrestling fan, Limp Bizkit, obviously the My Way video, everyone knows about that. I don't think it's a stretch to say the most famous video package of all time. Like, what else? I know there's other stuff. I mean, if there's another one, it might be Crack Addict, also a Limp Bizkit song.
Oh, I was gonna say, tell me a lie.
I guess so. Yeah,
Crack
that's
Addict is a good
fair.
one. I like that song too. I loved Crack Addict.
Yeah. But the My Way video it's the most famous video. Like maybe you could do the My Sacrifice videos. Those might be up there. But as far as like rivalries go, that's the most famous video. Any rivalry nowadays, you're like, let's set it to My Way because this is the best video package of all time. They performed at WrestleMania. They did the Undertaker's theme as well. Like it's one of the most famous wrestling songs in wrestling history, even though it's not technically a wrestling song. But yeah, Limp Bizkit had an impact. I mean, they should be in the WWE Hall of Fame, the celebrity WWE Hall of Fame. Honestly, I know a lot of people have pushed for that over the years, and it should happen because during that time in WWE, like Limp Bizkit and Kid Rock were influencing a lot of the musical choices, whether you liked it or not. Like they were influencing a lot.
They really were. And going back to Crack Addict, one of the best lines ever for their bridge is addicted to crack and skulls when punk starts static. Come on.
Yes.
That shit ruled. It was lyrically, they had so much going for them. It's so funny thinking back to how they were just kind of cast off as hokey, and they weren't serious enough and all this stuff. And like, meanwhile, for a generation like ours, we were like, hell yeah, more of this, more of these guys doing what they're doing. It was
Yeah.
different. It was different. And they had so much going. They released 2021. They released Still Sucks. That was their last album. They were working on a new
Oh,
one.
really?
Yeah, yeah. Because
I
this
thought
is
this
what
was
led
earlier
into
than
the.
that.
No, 21 was just coming out of COVID, and that's when Fred was like, "Yeah, we're back, and we're gonna do like they did Lollapalooza, and they went over to Brazil, and it was a whole like huge thing with their return, and they've just been on and off touring and working ever since. It's been crazy. Like time is a flat circle to begin with, but yeah, to have seen them re-rise amongst our generation, the generation that doesn't have money but will spend it on nostalgic concerts to make us feel a little better about ourselves. They're taking advantage of that. Good for them.
Yeah, 90s Charles Walker on the Jet 90s new metal was a game changer. Hey, because if you grew up during that time, it was a lot of boy band stuff and pop star stuff. So anything that was kind of counter to that was like, okay, you like this stuff or you go complete opposite end and you like this stuff. So that's how and Limp Bizkit, Korn, even Eminem to an extent. That's how like they just sort of rose up because like, yeah, we don't want to hear these pop songs playing on our TRL every time. We want something different. So I remember when like Nookie got the #1 song on TRL. It was like this big deal. It's like, oh, Britney Spears has been dethroned and everything, and it's like, oh, can't believe it. It was a time in the 90s.
And they became scapegoats too for the new metal culture because of what happened. Grays is mentioning Woodstock '99. They became the scapegoats for what had happened, and there were some terrible things at Woodstock in '99 that happened. But at the same time, for those who have seen the documentary, the promoters and the people involved behind the scenes were more at fault than Limp Bizkit was. They were putting on their show, and yes, they could they have toned it down. Sure, they could have, and that's a whole other conversation that we can talk about later on as it pertains to wrestling and how you're supposed to be able to handle yourself in certain situations. But with Woodstock, they got wrongfully accused of being the reason that all this terrible stuff happened, and as a result, it kind of increased their popularity, but also increased the level of like just pushback against their existence. It was kind of like, oh, do you really want to exist in this space anymore? And I think at one point Fred was like, ah, I'm done. And then of course the riff with Wes Borland at the time probably didn't help. So listen, it's good to see them back. It sucks to see them lose a integral member of their band. Go back and listen to a lot of their old stuff, and you will see again just how influential Sam was to the band and to the sound and everything that came with it. Sam Rivers, 48 years old. Sucks to see anybody
So
that young.
young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was not a happy day for anyone when that was announced. Very unexpected.